And we are live. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is well on this Sunday evening for me, Sunday afternoon for the rest of you across the USA and across Canada and other nations of the world. And I have a guest with me, my big brother, Boomer, if he cares to unmute his microphone. Hey, Michael. Hey, MT. Hey, Mike's World. How are you? I hope everyone is well. Hello, Boomer.
I was still trying to get things arranged. I forgot I was muted. I'm like in the background trying to talk to you and forgot I was muted. Give me 1 second. I'm still trying to arrange because I moved everything downstairs.
Okay.
So I'm trying to arrange things here. I got to move stuff around and hope I don't drop anything.
Okay, no worries. Hey, Rosie. How are you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. I hope everybody is well today.
I knew damn well I dropped something.
Yeah, know me. I drop stuff all the time. I won't worry about it. So yeah, I've got my poems ready to go. They're right next to me. I've been picking them out for the last hour or whatnot, so I'm ready to go.
Do your thing, sis. I'm just gonna. Oh, that Ethernet's not long enough, is it? I might have to move the box as well. Right.
Okay.
Ignore me. Carry on.
Okay, brother. I don't want to feel like I'm being rude to you, though. I'm kind of wanting to talk to you a bit as well. This is both mine and yours poetry stream, brother. That's why I set it up.
There you go. That's all good. We're gonna get this set up. Yeah, I had to take a break from setting stuff up because I had to deal with my Spectrum.
Yeah.
I thought they had screwed something up, but apparently it's all good. Of course.
I'm glad that you're ready to go, Boomer. I'm glad that you're already in the basement when I.
Oh yeah, because I checked my Hangouts earlier today. You know, I mean, I've been sitting in the basement for a couple of hours, so I had some time to clean up the cobwebs a bit.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Wait, she's starting already? It's like it's early. So I
started 5 minutes early, brother. Not much early.
Oh shit.
I just sent you the link so you had it ahead of time. I work. You know what I'm like. I work in front of things. Hey, citizen, how you doing? Long time no see. Hey, Nabal, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, so my guest is Boomer. If people don't know Boomer, he's a fantastic person. My big brother, he's been with me since the beginning of my channel. I absolutely adore Boomer. I have a lot of love, time, and respect for him. He's always been very loyal to me and helps me out when I get into a panic or if I'm even having a good time. He's like looking after me. So I always like to have Boomer with me.
Make me sound like the house pet or something. Very loyal he is.
Brother. I'm just being honest. It's how I see things. Like, you are very loyal. You are very supportive naturally.
You know me. I make jokes about everything.
I know you do, brother. I'm used to it.
Trying to get my cameras all set up and stuff because, like I said, I was just moving stuff downstairs.
Citizen, you know who Boomer is. Citizen's like, who is Boomer?
Cheeky?
Yeah, I'm calling Citizen Cheeky, yes.
Blimey.
Hey, Mariska is in the house. Hey, Mariska, how you doing?
So,
hey, sweetie.
I think I got that all set up.
Okay.
So all I gotta do now is get over. You're on YouTube, right?
Yes.
All right. So I gotta open up the YouTube and so I can see the chat and all that. Happy horse. Oh, we're on YouTube, kids. Where, you know what I mean.
I'm an 18. You can. I'm an 18 plus channel. I'm an adult channel.
That scared the hell out of me.
You can swear all you want, Boomer. I'm an 18+ channel. I don't care.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, plastic milk jug just fell off a little stand a second ago, and I was like freaking out about it.
Yeah, you can swear all you want on my channel, Boomer. Like, I am not bothered.
Okay, where's this cheeky loss? Okay, not showing up there. So let's see.
Oh my god, you're funny. Oh my god. Yeah, so me and Boom have got some awesome poetry to share with you today. We're going to encourage you guys, lift you guys up, and hopefully have a fun Sunday for everybody. And that's why I put Boomer's name in the title of this stream, so that people knew who my guest was. So, yeah, as you can hear, Boomer is here. Yeah, Mariska, he knows he can swear. He just chooses not to because he's respectful. He can swear all he wants on my stream. My stream's an 18+ channel, so people can swear all they want on my stream. I swear all the time, so it doesn't really matter.
All right, we're going to have to close that out. For some reason.
So, yeah, we've got some good poetry to offer you today, I think. And I think Boomer's got some really, really nice ones that he done the other day. So I'm sure he's got some more awesome ones to offer us.
Damn, that's what I forgot. I might have to run upstairs and grab that.
Okay.
As soon as I find find the live stream. Yeah, you're not showing up here.
Well, I'm live because it says I've been live for 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I keep refreshing, but you're not popping up as live. I don't know why.
Well, I've got the chat up here. Nabal says hello, Boomer. Sitson says hello, Boomer. Mariska says hello, Boomer. And Dave Larson.
No.
So there's a few people saying hello to you in the chat. Hey, Dave Larson. I appreciate you coming in.
Can you send me the link to the live stream in Hangouts?
Yeah, give me a second.
Showing up.
Okay, I'll do that now. Let me get my YouTube up. Let me get Hangouts back up because I shut it all. So I didn't have my computer going haywire. Right, let me do this a sec. Give me a second, people. I'm just going to send Boomer the YouTube stream link so then he can...
Sorry if I'm holding things up, everybody.
No, you're fine. You're fine, brother. No worries. People can wait. They know that I'm just starting, so people will be saying hello and stuff to each other anyway. So, here we go.
On so I can say hi, everybody. Actually,
shut up, YouTube. Right, here we go. Copy that. Hangouts. Right, come on. Hangouts, hurry up.
Oh, that's upside down. What happened? My camera got flipped upside down. So, all right, I'll just use this one.
Stop playing YouTube. No, I don't want my stream playing because it's going to give me a headache.
Blimey. Bloody headache.
Yeah, I don't want to hear my voice. It's like, it's bad enough hearing myself. There you go, Boomer. I sent you the YouTube stream in Hangouts.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't want to hear my voice. It's like, it's bad enough hearing myself. There you go, Boomer. I sent you the YouTube stream in Hangouts.
I got it. Now I have to mute it. There we go. All right. I knew we'd get this straightened sooner or later.
Yes. There. Close that. So, hey, everybody. Hey, Michael. It's good to see you. And hello, Maxwell. Welcome back. Mariska, I am here. Don't panic. I was just trying to set Boomer up so that he had the YouTube stream so he can see the chat, because otherwise I know he panics about that. So yeah, I was
go upstairs real quick, grab my book, and right with you. So
okay.
How you feel about smoking on your panel?
Absolutely fine, brother. You know that. No worries. I don't care about that at all. You're fine.
It's so long since I've been on one of your panels,
I know, brother. You know what? You can do anything on my channel, brother. You know that. You have to ask.
Alrighty then.
Like, there's no limits with you, brother. Like, I don't mind what you do on my stream. Like, you're important to me, so. Yeah, Michael, I'm good. Yes, I think Boomer realised he might have froze. His picture's frozen. And also, I think I can hear Boomer's phone ringing.
Of course, it started ringing as soon as I went upstairs.
Yeah, since I just heard it started to ring just a second ago.
Oh, that was just a Spectrum callback for a customer service.
Okay, no worries. No worries.
Didn't have to answer it.
Okay, no worries.
All right, guys. What's up?
And Mariska was saying it's epic. Okay, I'm glad it's epic for you, Mariska. I'm glad I'm entertaining, I guess.
Now you gotta get up and go over here and get the lid to my Pepsi bottle.
Yeah, so me and Boomer have got some good poetry for you today. I hope that it's going to be all fun. I did send the link to Dreamwalking Angel in Hangouts as well to see if she got to come on. Because I know you haven't seen her for a while, so I did contact her and send her the link to see if she got to hop on and say hello to you, brother, because I know you're very close with Angel.
Yeah. Me and Alicia are like this. She's my big sister, always will be. No matter how much she pisses me. I mean, I piss her off.
Your picture's frozen, brother, by the way.
Well, it looks good on this end.
On my StreamYard, you're completely frozen.
Oh,
there you go. You're back. You're back. I can see you. Woohoo.
YouTube is frozen.
Yeah, you're unfrozen now. You're fine.
There we go.
Hey, Wanda, how you doing? So, yeah, me and Boomer have got some poetry for you. Do you want to read first, Boomer, or do you want me to read first? It's up to you.
Two things. One, ladies first. Two, it's your stream, so host first. So how about we do that?
Okay, I'll do as my told in that case. So this poem is called Love Will Save the Day. I wrote this about a year ago. So yeah, it says love will save the day. The day is always a challenge. The challenge of judgments that you're fighting for to explain who you are. You are and finding a reason just to be understood. Understood that love will always save the day. The day is always overcome with positivity. Positivity and knowing that we're called for a purpose. Purpose to love on people and to encourage people in their purpose. Purpose that we are loved and accepted. Accepted and special and breaking expectations. Expectations of the everyday mould. Mould we're made to break. Break to show society that there is more to life than what is possible. Love will always save the day. Love will save the day. It is a unique feeling. Getting to learn we can trust in people. Trust in faith and trust in people. People who struggle to understand what love is. Love is a deep connection within. Within, we need to know that love is always there. Love that we need to search for. Love will always save the day. Love will never forsake you. Love is a feeling that can be found from our spiritual Father above. His love will always save the day for you. So, yeah, that's a poem that I was trying to express what love was because I got challenged about it by a local radio station who were talking about what love means. They asked me to write a poem, so I wrote that and they used it for their segment of the show. So, yeah, that kind of was a bit, detailed, I guess. Oh, Boomer? Boomer!
I forgot I was muted. I'm sitting here talking away again. Yeah, that was very, very nice.
Thank you.
You have an excellent perspective on life and the world around you. You know.
I try. I guess it's my unique way of how my brain works, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's not totally unique to your I think it's more you as a person rather than you as a victim of, not victim, that's a totally wrong word. A sufferer. of a type of condition. You know, like I don't feel it's the autism coming out of you. I feel it's you coming out of you when you read. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yeah.
I mean, I probably just jacked that all up, but
No, I know what you meant. Yeah. My writing is my therapy. It's a way that I self-soothe. It's a way that I get my emotions out instead of exploding at somebody or at people. I just go, okay, grab my pens, grab my notepad, and I sit here in quiet, and I just get my emotions out when I'm in that moment, so that I know that I can write without thinking, oh, okay, this is going to sound completely mucked up.
right. That's the primary reason why I started like sketching, doing doodles, and I sketch and write. It developed into writing poetry and prose, but it started out. I just jot down whatever's in my. It was kind of like freehand writing kind of
Yeah,
thing. I started out doing that just to kind of relieve, what's on my mind or whatever. And then eventually it grew into like I could actually articulate a little bit more because I have more time to think about it. And I'm thinking about what words I want to use and what would make it sound poetic,
yeah,
and it took years for it to get to even this far. Um,
yeah.
by the way, hot coffee's hot, people. Those Keurig machines heat that water up 10 times hotter than
I'm
any
drinking
other
orange
coffee
juice.
machine I've ever used. I swear. Like, I can leave a pot of coffee on the thing all day long, and it still won't get as hot as what comes out of them damn Keurigs.
Yeah. Citizen says psychotherapy of expressive therapy. Okay. I'm slightly
Yeah.
confused what that means, but okay.
Yeah.
So I shall let Boomer go next with his poetry. I'm sure he's got some awesome stuff
I
that
know.
he can.
Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to have to take my glasses off to read this. Now, it's going to sound repetitive to you because unfortunately I wasn't able to find my other stuff that I haven't read yet from my other notebooks. I haven't been able to locate those yet.
It's
So
okay.
I'm just gonna read ones you most likely have heard before. I don't know if anybody out there has heard them before, but so it's gonna sound repetitive to us. Me
Yeah.
more. I probably read them 1,000 times each by now. Um, so let me start out with. No, this is the one I wish I had used a different font or at least a larger font. Hard to read now. I'm gonna give it a go though because I didn't get to read this one before because I was having trouble making out the font.
Yeah.
Uh, and I can't even read the title because dummy me, I made the font so tiny before I printed it out. Anyway, let's see. Unseen, unheard, though silent, weeps, escape into the night. Afraid of the rejections expected of one defiant, a hardened heart, cold from a life known spite.
Hey, Joe.
Slumbered words lay deep within, going unsaid, yet aching the soul. Unwilling to be exposed, unbraxen, emotions imprisoned, for beneath, oh, the woe. Far beneath, oh, the woe. Okay. Lips wavered by the woes of retort, motionless with fear of rejection. To be, to be rebond, re, by heart of contort. Maybe, I don't know what the hell that word is. Like I said, all right. The stones of life hurled in misdirection, eyes blind of love's misguided passion, conditioned to beliefs of unwanted despair, tongue pursed to tongue paused to deaf ear lashing, words hung on edge of aching heart, alone in the depths of a hurting soul, unwilling to be exposed, yet begging for release, afraid of unwanted response, unknown its state of bereave, yearning to sound to ear, yet unable to make the climb, teetering on the edge of fear, gripped by senses loosened by wine, waiting to do, waiting to be discussed, waiting to be. All right, I'm gonna skip that one because I'm gonna have to yeah. I messed up on that one when I printed it out. It's way too small and it's got a weird font. I should have known better. Anyway, um, oh, this is my favorite.
Okay.
You've heard it before, so I'll read it again. Anyway,
Yay.
here we go. This is Restless Dream. A heart bared witness to pleasure and pain, slumbers in solitude, and a life sustained. With twilight shone upon crystalline window, witness the tears of the weeping willow. Gently to ground they shed from aloft, a whispered tone of petals land soft, scattered to grass with blooms of white, saddened for another day stolen by night. Days have passed and a world anew, a moment in time where life a bloom. A vessel full sail venture on to worlds unknown, oblivious to course through waters beyond. Amidst the shadows of vessels pass, wind to carry and sail shan't last. Depleted, all that propels the will to carry on, a single vessel among a world of many. Whoop, skipped a page. Page has got stuck. I can't explain why. Okay, here it is. Too worn and beaten the sails for travel from dock to sea, hindered by time to never sail again. There among the desolate shore, the vessel afloat, though sailed at more. Slumber on as the red raven at side she stows. To what land is ventured, she not knows. For what despair she wonders the raven call from dust of men on morn brings to bloom the raven call and rose to dust in the afternoon. Awake as the raven in an ear softly woo. Tell me, she whispers, to what land had you flew? An answer swift and clear, a whispered swift and clear, whispered in her feathered ear, my own, my dear, my own.
Oh wow, I love that. That's so deep and thoughtful, and it tells a story that I can imagine myself actually being there when you're writing that. That's really sweet. You've got a really good way with words as well. Like the way you write, you tell a story that you can actually imagine people being there. It's like you're putting people there with you, and
Right.
like you're guiding them on a journey. It's really clever.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you who that poem was about or who I was thinking of at the time or who I dedicated it to, but they're the ones that are referred to as the Red Raven. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, no worries. I don't need to know. The
Yeah,
next
there's
one
an
that
understanding
yeah.
to it that most people won't get because it's kind of hidden within the story. So,
Thank you, Joe, for linking my channel. Appreciate that.
thanks for dropping the link. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Citizens just dropped yours again, brother. So yeah, he's been dropping your link throughout the whole stream, so I asked him to drop it for me. So this poem that I wrote this middle of last year. I think I read this to Boomer in private on a phone call. It's called I'm Not a Puzzle, and it says, I'm not a puzzle to be fixed. I don't need to be fixed because I'm not broken. Broken or missing pieces like a jigsaw. The jigsaw which always seems difficult with connecting each piece. Pieces of me that people just don't understand. Understand and assume that I'm not capable of looking after myself or able to do things. Things such as being independent, doing public speaking, telling people my story of my diagnosis and my achievements. My achievements such as celebrating an autism social club where people like me have the same condition. Conditions share our own experiences as well as being safe. Safe because I have my routine. Routine that helps me know what I'm doing day to day or week to week. Week of going to meetings where I have to socialise with forced conversation that's just not comfortable and natural with the eye contact that I just can't do because it feels I'm staring at people and invading their privacy in their own personal space which is often confusing with how close or how far away I should stand, standing in a group or next to an individual, the individual feeling too overloaded with all the social expectations of having to fit in a normal society that needs to understand we're not puzzle pieces that don't fit or connect like everybody else. So therefore, I'm not a puzzle to be fixed. Don't try to fix me because I'm not ill. I'm simply autistic.
Hoorah! That was awesome. That's just, I couldn't have said it better. You put it as plainly and layman's as you possibly could so people can understand
Yeah.
it. That's why I like it. You put you're direct in what you write so that you know whoever's reading it is going to understand exactly what you're saying because you put it right out there for them. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the way that I relate to a lot of people because with my poetry, I'm very blunt with how I see things, and usually it's in the way if I'm upset or if I'm having a bit of a stressy moment, I'm like, no, okay, you're
Right.
feeling a bit crappy, sit down, calm down, and I get my pens out and my notepad. It's usually I rewrite these about 3 or 4 times just to make sure I've got everything out that I want to say, and then I start sending them to people on emails or with you that I've spent a lot of time doing phone calls with you and other people going, does this sound right? And I check with people just to make sure that
Right.
they understand me.
Do you know the difference between a poem and a prose? Like, have you
No,
ever researched any of that?
no,
A lot of people like there's prose and there's poetry. Okay, poetry tells a story with kind of a cryptic message with inside. Okay, a is a poetic form of being straightforward and pretty much you know, you're telling it word for word, like it's right there, like there's no hidden meaning or anything like that to search for. That's more of a prose. So your writing is more like that, and it's very good the way you do that. You're telling your story and letting people know, in your writing that, look, yeah, this is me. I'm different, but I'm not broke. Like, there you go. You told them that,
Yeah. It's because
Um,
people get scared of hearing the word autism. That's the problem. Like, people will say to me, "Oh, really? You're autistic?" They look at me like I'm some kind of weirdo, and I'm like,
right,
"Why are you
right.
staring at me?"
I'll
It's
tell you, I
like,
mean, they're not as bad these days as they used to be growing up, but my ticks, I would get the weirdest looks from people that didn't know that, I have Tourette syndrome, and I'll tick, like I'll wink or I'll blink real fast, and
yeah,
I've been accused several times, like, why are you flirting with me? Like, why are you winking at me? What are you, gay? Or what are you, like, trying to hit on my wife? Or it would always get me in trouble. I couldn't go
yeah,
anywhere without getting in some kind of trouble. Somebody would think I was flirting with their wife or girlfriend. Some dude would think I'm trying to hit on them, thinking I'm gay or something because of my ticks. Um, Nowadays in my adulthood, for the most part, it's just the physical ticks. Now, add on top of that, as a child growing up, um, for a while there, I had the stuttering, but the worst part was the verbal outbursts. Like
yeah,
out of nowhere, like I would have to scream out whatever word entered my head, And some of them weren't pretty nice words. Like for the most part, it's cuss words,
yeah.
you know. So in a way, I kind of use that as an excuse when I'm on somebody's live stream and I just drop the F bomb. I'll blame it on my Tourette's. But
Hey,
I mean,
Arcade.
so bad. But I understand on a different side of the coin what people of autism go through. Unlike Tourette's, though, autism has several different spectrums. I mean, Tourette's syndrome has different exaggerations of it or different levels of it. Like some people have it a little worse, different tics and stuff like that. But autism, there's several different types of autism
Yeah,
that you can't really put in a box. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you come in a nice, neat little box. Is here's your autism box.
No.
No, because every autistic person I've ever met, not a single one of them are autistic in the same way.
No,
I mean,
exactly. This is the thing. Like that's what I try and tell
right,
people because there's a big line that you have, say, the non-functionable up this end who need
yep,
respite and care all the time. Then you have people like me who are at the other end who are completely high functioning, verbal, able to do a lot of things for herself. But I
right,
need very, very minimal support
yeah.
needs. I can pretty much function without any professional support. Yes, I have my social worker and my doctor, but that's about it.
You're self-dependent.
Yeah, I'm self-dependent on myself. I pay my own bills. I don't
Yep.
rely on people for money. I'll make sure that I have money in the bank to last me, that kind of stuff. And people go, "Oh, but really? Like, you should be living with your parents." I'm like,
Hey,
"For
Mr. J.
4 years, I lived on my own. I'm living in my own apartment, and I keep it to myself."
What's up, J man?
Yeah, J-Man, that's Joe. He's a really good dude. Joe's a really good dude. He's been with me a long time. Really, really nice guy. Done some collabs with him in the past. He's a really good guy. I talked to him about you a few times. He's a really good supporter. I've been with him a long time.
Okay.
All good stuff, brother. Of course, like nothing bad.
Telling lies about me, eh?
You wish. I can't tell lies about anybody. That's the thing. Like if I have something to say, if I need to confront someone, or if I need to tell them I have a problem, I will do that in private, or if I need to call someone out in public, I'll do it. But it's not that I want to do it. I'd rather do it in private so I can
That's
get it dealt with and end it.
I've noticed with no matter what end of the spectrum you're on, like for the most part, you can almost guarantee that at least 98% of people with autism are going to be like the most honest and straightforward people to you. They're going to like, they don't, for one, they don't have that filter, you know, they can't process, you know, what it may make somebody feel like if they're telling them the truth about themselves, you know? So like my friend's son, if somebody comes in the house and they're a little overweight or what, you know, the first thing kids is going to blurt out is, hey, you're fat. You know, it's like, you know, they don't know any better. Like, you can be 30 years old and still not have that self-control of that kind of thing.
Yeah, we get in trouble for things like that all the time. Like, for instance, the other day I was out with my sister and she was slightly inappropriately dressed, so I told her to her face that she looked basically like a hoe, and I got myself in trouble because my sister was like, "What did you say?" I was like, "You look like a hoe. You're 28 years old. Cover yourself down up. You've got a 7-year-old kid. Like you're a mother. You can't keep dressing like you're going out for a club night." I was like, "Cover yourself up." I literally put my cardigan onto her and I'm like, "Do the buttons up." And I literally made her do the buttons up so she was covered up. I'm like, frustrates me.
That's kind of shit I say to my niece all the time. I was like, what corner are you working tonight? My God, girl. Like,
yeah. What poem have you got, Cross and Boomer? I see you've got one ready.
You know? Jesus. Anyway. But hurrah for honesty. You know what I'm saying? People need to hear certain things about themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're making those same mistakes their whole life. And, you know. Anyway. This was not but a dream. And I think you guys heard this one the other night. I believe I read this one the other night too. And it goes, and at last bread has broke. Dawn has slept, and dusk awoke. Windows closed to open doors to a world which only yours. Slumber, oh slumber, till the new dawn breaks, never to feel again yesterday's heartaches. In sleep you shall soar not, in the world you seek. Open again the Sandman's door to a world your own, not sad nor bleak. Soar to heights unknown to common, where life is simply fair, not hindered by earth's reticulum, but caressed by Virgo's enchanting stare. Make last but forever the few hours which you adore, and so take care, Apis, at your door, and quiet the night you pain no more. So that was a short one.
Hey Sharon, welcome.
One thing about my my poems is I've adapted or I've adopted the quadrant system when I write my poems, 4-line quadrants for the most part, in a lot of these. Due to Omar Khayyam's book of poems, which was translated, and I always forget that the guy's name, but it was he translated it to English because Omar Khayyam wrote it in I can't remember what language it was. So what it was, he came up with the 4-line, the quadrant poetry writing system. So I thought it was pretty cool. So I tried to do that, in mine. So one of these days I'm gonna get one of those books. They're hard to get a hold of though. There's, I think, I think there's 5 or 6 different editions. First edition is probably the rarest to get because there weren't a lot of those printed out. Fifth edition is also pretty rare, but
Yeah.
some of them he did. Some of them only have 75 quadrants, 75 total, and others have from 100 to 101 quadrants because there's in some of the editions, the earlier editions, he left a lot out, and in interpretation, he lost a lot in interpretation. But the more he did it, the more he was able to interpret more of the poems and could write out the full 100 or 101 quadrants.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty amazing. I mean, I read the online bookstore versions of them, and it's very good. So if you ever have the chance, I would recommend looking them up online. You could Google Omar Khayyam, and it'll come up with a bunch of sites. And there's some, like the Kindle has, you can search on Kindle. They have downloadable versions of those poems that are free. But there's some where you have to pay to order the book of them. But
Okay, I'll have a look into that. Maybe if you can send me some links in Hangouts, I'll have a look at it.
yeah, I could later on. I'll Google it. I'll search the best place for you to go to check it out, and I'll send you a link to it.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Yeah, problem. Let me put my glasses on so I can see the chat way over on the other side of the room.
Sharon says hello to you, Boomer. And J-Man says hello to you, Boomer, as well. So this next poem was written when I got diagnosed about 2 or 3 months after I got diagnosed. It's called What It Feels Like to Be Autistic. So it says, what it feels like to be autistic. Autistic means it's a spectrum of needs and differences which makes us different with many abilities which can be our interests. For me, interests such as politics or science, politics to raise awareness of autism. Autism has still been misunderstood for being bad or damaged and broken needing to be fixed. Fixed because we're seen as out of control with frightening behaviour that is seen as abnormal. Abnormal because we don't communicate, easily causing problems which people think are often deliberate for attention to get noticed because we need to behave in the stereotypical box that we simply don't fit because we're normal like everybody else. Everybody else in society needs to stop judging us for not conforming to your unrealistic expectations of fitting what you think is normal. Hey, Dwayne. Brother? Boomer.
Yeah, I was just over there fixing the other camera real quick.
Okay, no worries.
I was going to switch over to that because it has more of a zoomed in effect. And, well, that's not what I want. Maybe it is what I want. There we go.
Yeah, so that poem that I just read was I first wrote that when I was diagnosed about 2 months after my diagnosis came in. So yeah, that kind of explains where my head was at the time.
One little adjustment.
Okay. Yeah, Sharon, all the poems that I'm reading in the stream, I've written myself. So literally, like everything that you see here that I'm reading is all written by me. I've been writing my own poetry now for about 3.5 years. And I've written just over 300 so far of different poems, not just about my autism, but I've written poems about people and situations I've been in, poems about meltdowns, stuff like that. It's anything that comes into my head, I usually try and get written out. Arcade, I was diagnosed in my mid-20s. I was 25 when I was diagnosed. I'm nearly 32 now. So, yeah, nearly 8 years ago, nearly. So
Yeah.
it's been a while.
And my poems, I actually cheated a bit. My poems, I hired Gemma as my ghostwriter to do my poems, and I just get to sit here and recite them. So
I wish. Give yourself more credit, brother. Yeah, Arcade, it was the reason why my diagnosis was late was because of the fact that my doctors wouldn't believe my parents that there was anything wrong with me. It took from start to finish to get me assessed and diagnosed. It took 3 years because the doctors were like, no, Gemma's not autistic. Don't go down that route. Like, we can't help her because she's over 18. She's got no legal rights to have any help. And my parents were like, what do you mean she has no legal rights? And the doctor's like, basically, we don't have to help you because it's a case of funding and how much it's going to cost to get Gemma assessed and everything else. And then because I was having a mental breakdown at the time with my anxiety issues, which I didn't know about, they put my mental health as a emergency, and therefore I was assessed under an emergency situation. Whereas otherwise, I still would have been potentially waiting in another 3-4 years.
you know what I got to say?
I was put to emergency.
You know what I got to say for them doctors for all that bullshit? Rubbish, bloody rubbish.
Yes, I know.
Autism is bloody rubbish. You know.
My doctors are stupid because I'm female and autism only affects males. No bullshit.
Oh, I met at least 3 other female autistics.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Autistic. A lot of times, they'll misdiagnose somebody with autism, and like I said, generally females, because historically or whatever, it is kind of like a male thing. But there's a lot of females that have been misdiagnosed for Down syndrome because they would have such an extreme case of autism, which would make them,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Like Boomer knows, I was misdiagnosed a lot before my autism got actually picked out. I was diagnosed as a manic depressive. I was diagnosed as schizophrenic. I was diagnosed with bipolar. And I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. I was misdiagnosed 6 times before they actually diagnosed me. Which, yeah, going from post to post to post to post with different people trying to get myself help was a nightmare.
I diagnosed my own bloody self for bipolar.
It's like, I know there's nothing wrong with being bipolar and stuff. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way, but it just upset me because it's like, oh, well, we think you're bipolar manic. We think you're schizo. I'm like, well, what is it? Am I this? Am I that? And it took them years to find out.
I was misdiagnosed for several things because of my the paranormal end of things, being a empath and things like that.
Yeah.
I was misdiagnosed as somebody who was just basically emotionally disturbed was my tag. And
that's ridiculous.
Because I didn't start reacting to most of it till I got into school. And that's when it really started to become a problem. As soon as I got into preschool and was around a lot more people all the time, in a closed environment with 30 kids and anywhere from 2 to 3 adults, teachers, and it would be crazy, and
yeah.
It's like, all right, take him to the doctor and see what's wrong with him. I was like, well, there's nothing wrong with him. I've seen more damn ink blots in my life than I ever care to see again. I'll tell you that. And it's all because people want to deny the paranormal. They want to deny people with abilities and things like that. I'm like, explain to me how a 5 or 6 year old can describe to you in detail a massive, let's say, car accident that may have happened, a few years, because you hear the voices in your head describing it. They show you images of what it was like when it was happening and stuff like that. Like to the point where, like, I could smell it. Like I could smell like a coppery, bloody taste in my mouth. I could smell burnt rubber. I can smell, and all this time in my head, I'm hearing voices like communicating to me, just trying to describe what happened to them. All the while sitting in the back seat of my mom's car in the middle of an intersection. And I'd be like, oh, wow, there was a big accident here not too long ago or something. Like stuff like that. It's like, write you off as crazy, blah, 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 blah. And on top of that, having Tourette syndrome, the first thing you want to do is diagnose you, and all that shit is bullshit.
Super FKV, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. You're so very thoughtful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I shall certainly get myself an ice cream. I shall certainly look forward to it.
I mean, I had noticed, like, through talking with other people, like I said, one of my best friends in school, we dated for a little bit in middle school, but, we got to be really good friends. And she has 2 sons who are autistic, and I sat for many hours almost every day, like talking with her about what she goes through with it. And I've noticed there's a lot of similarities between autism and Tourette syndrome. Like there's because Tourette syndrome also does affect a lot of the emotional aspect of a person too.
Yes.
You have these uncontrollable urges. You have these like uncontrollable muscle movements and things like that. You know what I mean? And so I can relate to it, on that level, but.
Yeah. I've actually got a report I downloaded yesterday about Tourette's and autism and mental health statistics. And it actually shocked me. And I've actually wrote my notes down in my notepad about it. And I'm planning to actually do it for tomorrow because I was shocked. I was like, what the actual hell? And I read it and I was just like, this is mucked up. And it was a report from the US about how many people have Tourette's and autism and how their mental health's not identified and poor treatment. I'm like, right, I need to bring attention to this because people like Boomer, who I know has Tourette's, who need to be.
Into that? Like, did you ever read on the history of some Tourette's cases back in the day, like the medieval times and stuff? What they were
Yeah, I've been doing research on it. I've got like a big stack of notes in my notepad.
Because I had to do a formative speech on a subject in college when I was going to business school in Indiana, and I picked Tourette syndrome, one, because I have a personal experience with it, and 2, I wanted to find out more because I never researched it before. The only thing I knew is what people would tell me, and so I did an informative speech on it. I researched it. And there were people that were like, I mean, they literally, like, if you were involved in any, like, religious aspects or anything like that, they literally would consider anybody with Tourette's as to having the devil inside them.
Yeah, so, I've heard that, yeah.
Hearing this was dunking these kids in a lake to wash out the friggin' demons and the devil out of them because they didn't understand what it was. I mean, Tourette syndrome has been around, and what it is it's a condition, and the opposite of autism, Tourette syndrome is mostly found within women, and usually sometimes it skips a generation or whatever, but what it is it's an extra Y chromosome. in your DNA makeup or whatever, and it
Yeah.
causes, there's there's a chemical imbalance, going on that, it affects, your self control sometimes, stuff like that. Voluntary muscles become involuntary, like the facial muscles. You'll see I twitch or blink or whatever. I used to have the real bad, those kind of tics where I throw my head back and stuff like that. Every once in a while, I still do kind of this thing.
Yeah, I do it with my eyes a lot. I tend to blink a lot.
Yeah.
And people always tell me off that, they're like, "Oh, Gemma, can't you keep your eyes still?" And I'm like, "No, I can't, because it's a form of thinking about things. I'm sitting here thinking about what to say to you, and I'm processing what you're saying, and therefore I'm acknowledging it." And then people go, "Oh, but it seems like you're not interested." I'm like, "No, I am interested, but because I'm processing so much in my head, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm keeping on top of everything, I have to blink to process a lot of stuff." And people
You
are,
know
"Oh, you're fidgeting." No.
that whole, if they're not looking in your eye, looking you in the eye when they're talking to, they're lying bullshit. There
Yeah.
are professional, like there's psychiatrists out there debunks that shit. Like, no, that's not necessarily true. I mean, there's many reasons why somebody's not looking you in the eye when they're having a conversation with you. One being, hey, could be autism, who knows? And another being,
Yeah.
they just feel more safe and secure, and if they're not, they feel more comfortable. A lot of people feel very uneasy and uncomfortable, not because they're trying to be deceptive. It's the way it makes them feel when they're looking somebody right in the eyes while they're talking to them. I have never looked people in the eye when I'm sitting and talking to them. I don't. It's just, it makes me feel uncomfortable. And if they're trying to look me in the eye, like I'm like, I feel like I'm being examined. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
yes.
I'm under a
Yeah.
microscope. It's like I don't need to sit here and stare into your eyes while I'm talking to you to get my point across. And
No.
the other side of the coin, you don't have to do it to me either. I mean, I can sit here doing this the whole time somebody's talking to me, and it'll appear I'm not paying attention, but I am. And they've
Yeah, I
discovered
know.
that do that, take in more information, because they're actually concentrating on the words coming at them rather than the beautiful blue eyes or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, totally. That's why, like, I'm more relaxed with you being on my panel, because I know I don't have to constantly be attentive to my screen or think, "Oh shit, I've got to look at Boomer's face all the time." I know I can look away, and if I need to pick something up, like my poem, or put my phone on silent or something, I'm quickly just touch it, and boom, that's done. And then I'm still interacting with you in the chat, and people go, "Oh, why is Gemma fidgeting? Where's she gone?" I'm like, "No, I'm still here. It's just the fact I'm having to do a lot of stuff at one time." So it does.
The super chat.
Yes, and Budget says, Boomer, what Indiana school taught you that? Stacey Morgan, hello, my channel member. How are you, brother? Thank you for the Canadian super chat, Stacey. I appreciate it. It's good to see you.
Part of my learning program. I was going to school in Indiana at Indiana Business College, IBC. I was taking business administrations. That was my course, and business English was one of the primary courses you had to take. And one of the tasks in that course was to do an informative speech. So informative speech was based on the Tourette syndrome thing. The subject matter was irrelevant. They weren't worried about subject matter. They were just testing us on how well we could deliver an informative speech. It was part of the course or anything. I chose that topic because I have personal experience with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it wasn't part of our course, but.
Do you have another poem, Boomer?
Yeah, I think I got one or two more here. Let's see. All right, here's one. Moral quest. Having moral awareness of one's actions is synonymous not with being righteous character.
Thank you, Super FKV. Sorry, he just dropped another donation. Hello. Thank you.
Is as being aware of one's sins does make not one a saint. As good of intentions have you may, the deeds you do day to day make you not a better man by way. Deeds remembered, sins forgot. Sins remembered, deeds have not. Bearing of faith makes saint of you not. Forgiveness of lifelong sin we sought. Taking without giving, giving into cohesion of the weak-minded, of faint. Make not you religious nor saint. Oh, that one. That was another short one.
Nice. My next one I've got here is called Hollywood and Fame. This was written and inspired by the recent events of Harvey Weinstein and some of the things that had gone on during that time. And this is kind of my thoughts on it. So it says Hollywood and fame comes at a cost. Cost of wanting to be famous. Famous seeking fame and fortune. Fortune which is always not the case. Case of being paid what movie directors think you're worth. Worth in money and worth in looks. The looks are important. Important for each movie role you get offered. Offered depending if you stand out. Stand out or if you just simply follow the status quo. Status quo of following tradition. Tradition of doing as you're told by the movie producer. Movie producer seeming to be in total control. Control of the media and the money. Money speaks and money hires you. It hires you and it can fire you. Fire you if you're seen as being different with an attitude. Attitude changes when things go wrong. Going wrong with celebrities taking drugs or drink. Drugs and drink addiction is hard to overcome. Overcoming with therapy and support. Support which is not always positive. Positive words become twisted. Twisted into negativity. Negative celebrity news seems to interest people. People paying attention to the current movie producers. Producer being accused of being inappropriate. Behaviour innocent until proven guilty. Fame and fortune is not what it's made out to be. It is made out to be all shining lights and all wonderful. Wonderful is the twisted reality into the real life of being famous. Famous and being celebrity must be a real lonely life. Life being different away from the camera and the action. Action of expectation of how you should act. Act day to day to get that big paycheck. Is it worth it? Is the paycheck worth it to see how much you're really worth?
Wow.
And that was written because I was inspired by what I saw in the news with the Harvey Weinstein things and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what? I've had enough of hearing about it, but I thought it's good to get my opinion out. And I just thought doing a poem on it to kind of express how I felt about the actresses and different stuff like that. And it's by the end of the day, life is worth so much more than being famous. Hello, Eli.
Right, exactly. There's more
And
to life than fame and money, people.
yeah, absolutely. Like people say to me, "Oh, Gemma, you're becoming this famous figure and this famous person." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm just still me. I'm still humble. I still have the people who are around me who help me do things that I wouldn't be able to do. Yes, I've been on local radio and stuff. That's minor. That's something that I built up over years of practice of communication. It doesn't just come to me. I've had to work for it. It's something
Exactly.
that we
Yep.
all work towards doing, like having our names heard, having our voices heard. It's not easy, and fame and fortune isn't glam. It isn't.
Right. I mean, there's too many people in this world today, especially nowadays, that are being put on pedestals that shouldn't be. You know, it shouldn't be the size of your bank account that makes you who you are. It's the size of your, at the risk of sounding mushy and corny, the size of your heart depicts, the type of person you are, your soul, your inner being, as long as you're somebody who treats everybody else the way they should be treated, like equals, that's what makes you a good person. It's not that you drive a flashy car or have a $6 million home or can take a friggin' European vacation every year.
Yeah.
It's how you look at other people and look at yourself as being humble. You can be rich as hell and be humble too.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, totally.
They made a lot of people, they make their money because they earned it. They did what it took to earn that money. But there's so many people out there, and the ones I really kind of despise is family money. Everybody knows where family money came from. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. And they're the ones that always look down their nose at everybody else who doesn't meet their social standing. And it's a shame. Social standing is judged by how much money you have. You know? I mean, I've rubbed elbows with the richest, and I've slept in cardboard boxes with the poorest. Okay, I've seen both ends of it. And no one person ever impressed me. I don't feel impressed by your money. I don't feel impressed by your marble pillars and your flooring. I'm not impressed by that. I'm impressed by the fact that you reach out, shake my hand, and look at me as somebody who is your equal, no matter how much money I have or don't have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what's wrong with this world. Social classes, social standings. Upper class, lower class. We're all human.
Yes, exactly. Have you got another poem, Boomer?
I might have one here. 1 second. Let me make sure this is tamped out real good. All right.
Hey, Rustic Angel and Dan Anderson. Good to see you, Dan. I loved your stream earlier. Your music stream is amazing. I love his music stream. Very good musician.
Good to see you, Dan Anderson. Keep rocking.
He's a very, very good musician. Does a lot of nice guitar work. Very, very good.
Stalkers in here as well. Hello, Eli.
Yes, I said hello to Eli. Hey, Eli, in case you didn't hear me. I know you've been lurking.
All right, here we go with another short but sweet
Eli,
one.
you're eating pizza again. My God, man.
I'll be having a French bread pizza here in a little bit for supper. Anyway. All right, here we go. This is short and sweet. I wrote this. Apparently, I dated this one. I didn't date any of my other poems. This was written 5/26/16. All right, short and sweet. The sweet taste of virgin air on a new spring day, a warm, soothing caress of a morning breeze, the golden glow of yet another twilight set to rest. A new yesterday awaits to greet the past as morrow. Steadily comes to. A warmth overcomes a lone soul as it sets to rest in wait of visions of grace as eyes rest upon her face.
Wow. I like the way that you're so descriptive. Like, you actually make us feel that we're there with you when you're writing it. Like, you're so descriptive with the way you put your words together and the picture. Like, I could sit here right now and see the picture in my head already because I can see how you've worded it and how you've come up with the background story for each of your poems. That's a really intelligent way of doing it. It's like a storytelling version. That's really cool.
Most of the stuff I've ever written is, from life lessons, personal experiences, and things like that.
Yeah.
There's a couple in this book that I would never make public because they're very personal and have personal details in it. But that was the
Yeah.
last one I have here. I know it's such a thick book, but I haven't yet gotten to fill that because, like I said, I've got about 2 or 3 notepads, regular spiral ring notepads somewhere around here that have a lot of them written in, which I haven't been able to locate yet. I still have to take those, type them out, print them out, and add them to the book. So there's probably about another, I don't know, 50 poems somewhere around here that I have to find. But
Yeah. My next poem that I'm going to share is called Barbie Girl, and this was inspired by a documentary I watched on Netflix, and it basically was talking about women should be skinny, and that women who have a bit more meat on them and stuff are chunky. And I was like, oh, hold on, hell no, I don't agree with this. So I so this is called Barbie Girl. I don't want to be a Barbie girl. Barbie girl gives a negative influence. Negative influence about having to be thin. Being thin causes medical issues. Issues such as having an eating disorder. Eating disorders caused by the media. Media showing us that all thin celebrities. Celebrities that look actually ill. Ill and young people who copying the current trend. Trend of being unhappy. Unhappy looking at themselves in the mirror. Mirror we need to accept for who we are. We are who we're meant to be in this topsy-turvy world that makes us want to copy everything. Everybody is hiding behind a fake face. Face such as acting as a Barbie. Barbie is a doll, she is not real. Real is who we are. We stand up and be proud. Be proud of our own identity. Identity for we're all special. Special and chosen for a time such as this. Time such as this to say that I'm not a Barbie girl. Barbie girl is a dangerous thing to be. Be who you are and encourage people to not be fake. Make it until you fake it if you have to. Fake all the hurt that you're hiding. Stop hiding. Be truthful and be who you're created to be. Created to be in this world and encourage other people. People who may be acting as this Barbie girl. Barbie girl because they're trying just to simply fit in. Let's stop this Barbie girl stereotype. The stereotype is dangerous. For I, one, will never be a Barbie girl. I'm made the way that I'm made to be. You're perfect to me. So that's just another way of basically saying that I'm not going to be one of these stick thin females ever. And
right. Very good. Very good.
Thank you very much, Tony Bamboni ASMR. Hey, Tony, how are you, by the way? Thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. I appreciate it. Okay, Dan, see you when you get back in a second. No worries. And Tony Bamboni is a really good ASMR artist channel. He does a lot of relaxation videos, and I watch him a lot to help me sleep because of my erratic sleeping patterns most of the time. Because Boomer knows I sleep very little. I sleep about 3 hours a night, if that, if I'm lucky, because my brain just doesn't want to work. So I tend to just crash. Eventually, my body just goes, no, you are tired, you are in pain, you need to sleep. And I usually just crash in the morning for like 3 hours, and it's boom, wakey, wakey, Gemma's all good, and I'm ready to go and do what I need to for the rest of the day. And then I remember one time I was on Boomer's panel, actually. This is taking it back a bit. I was on Boomer's panel, and I'd been up since like, I think 2 a.m. my time in the morning. And Boom was like, oh, I'm going live right now. Come on my panel. And I was like, okay, I'm just waking up. I'm waking up. I'm waking up. I hadn't been on his panel for a few hours. And I was like, yay, woohoo. And everyone's like, why is Gemma so eager and happy? And I'm like, I've been awake since 2 a.m., people. Like, I have nothing to be happy about. I'm with Boomer. What more can I be happy? I'm like, Boomer's special to me. So for me, it's just like, yay. I'm actually on someone's panel for a change. So yeah, things like that actually help me, because if I'm not tired or if I'm awake and I'll go on YouTube, I'm like, oh, this person's on, this person's on, this person's on. I'm like, I'll go and support that person. Hey, Vampira, good to see you. So yeah, Boomer's been with me a long time, and he's always made me laugh and smile, and he's always been like, Gemma, remember that you're special, and he always encourages me. And I'm like, sometimes I forget. I'm like, yeah, I'm on a bit of a down, and he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, okay, I'll stop now. I'm good. So I kind of snap out of it very quickly because Boomer's very good at doing that with me. So yeah, a mod can post his channel, or if Tony himself wants to do it, he should be able to post it. But I'm trying not to disrupt Boomer too much because I want Boomer to be able to have his time reading his poetry, and I don't want to keep cutting Boomer off and stuff.
Appreciate that, Heart.
Yeah, Mariska loves you, Boomer. She's been saying how good you are through the whole chat.
Yeah, I don't get to see a lot of the chat because
I can read it to you. It's not a problem.
I gotta take glasses off, and then that means the whole TV goes like I see white lines in the chat.
Okay, so there we go. Boomer with a love heart from Mariska. And then my friend RJ spelled your name wrong, but he says Boomer Rock is amazing, but he's put your name as Bummer. But he's I know what he means, so that's fine. And then you've had also, who is it? Eli says this: Boomer D is a pain in the ass.
Yep.
Who else has spoken to you?
We know you're protecting Eli.
Yeah, so there's a few people saying hello to you here. Have you got any more poetry, Boomer?
No, that was the last one I had here.
Okay, no worries.
I'm still looking around for my other notebooks.
No worries, that's cool. No worries. I'll share another one.
Memory, though.
Okay.
I actually wrote this one. Actually pissed off the custodian at our school because I wrote it in Sharpie on the top of my desk. But this one I got pretty much burned to memory. I wrote it about 17, 18 when I wrote it, and I think I can recite it. It's one I wrote about my mom's brother, my uncle Robert, who I never got to meet because he died in Korea. Something like this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't remember how it started. Oh yeah, he was just a young man with a gun in his hand who took his orders from Uncle Sam. He was brave and courageous, never shed a tear. Then it came to him, the panic and the fear. He realized he was fighting in a war, one that should not have happened under the eyes of the Lord. He did something I could not, and more. He fought and died with his countrymen in a foreign war. So that's
nice.
Right.
Just checking it. If I've got everyone in here. Have you written in the chat, brother, so people can check you out on your channel, Boomer?
Actually, the keyboard's like way over there. I'm not really doing live streams anyway. I mean, I don't really need I stopped doing live streams and kind of not too worried about followers at this point anyway.
I know, but I'm still going to share your channel regardless. So.
Well, Z was dropping my link. If he's still in there, he drop it. But I don't want anybody to have to worry about it for the most part. It's not like I'm going to be doing anything with my YouTube channel anymore. The only thing I will be doing in the next couple of weeks is birthday live stream, and that'll be on D Live anyway. So, yeah. That's all I'll be doing. I'll probably do a live stream once a year for my birthday.
Yeah, Dan
But
Anderson, you can drop your own channel, bro. You're a wrench. Drop it. Go ahead and drop your channel. I'm going to read another poem I've got here, which I wrote a couple of months ago when I was going through a really severe manic meltdown issue, and it's called Every Time I Fall. It says, every time I fall, I know there are people here to support me through my wobbles and my struggles. Struggles I learn slowly to fight through them every day. Every day I face judgment that affects me physically with my emotions, for emotions is my weakest area I fall down every time. Every time I fall, knowing it gets the best of me. Every time I fall, I know it's a struggle to get back up again, back up to see how I can make every moment better. For life is a challenge I'm constantly fighting back with my coping strategies which strengthen me every time I fall. I fall because every day is a new fight which I'm ready for. Fall with my faith at the centre of my heart knowing I'm chosen for a purpose to make the world a better place. Every time I fall, I may fail, but I stand strong. Strong knowing I'm just like you, but with an added difference. I fail because of people's expectations. Know this: every time I fail, I'll come back stronger.
absolutely.
So that was written during one of my bad meltdowns a few months ago. When if people don't realise what my meltdowns are, Boomers has experienced it firsthand on one of these panels where I get so overwhelmed with the information processing, and then it builds up. My meltdowns aren't just instant, like they have to build up over time, and then there's just one little trigger go kaboom, and then I just go whoa, and I explode, and people then think, oh, temper tantrum. No, meltdowns, temper tantrums, two different things. Meltdowns are a build up and a build up and a build up of time of incidents that build up and then trigger me. Whereas a temper tantrum is where you just lose your shit and panic. Whereas a meltdown, I can bottle it up for months at a time, and people won't know that I'm stressing or if I'm upset. And I'm like, no, I'm good, and I carry on for months. And then one little trigger hits me, kaboom, and people are like, oh, now Gemma's upset. Well, yeah, because I've had to fight this for months on end. And then one person will ask me something. It can be something so silly and so simple. Like recently, someone asked me, "Oh, why aren't you giving me contact, like face contact? You're on my stream," and that triggered me. I left the stream. I got upset, and I was like, that one little thing pushed me over the edge because someone was like, "Why aren't you looking at me?" And I'm like,
The, the difference between a temper tantrum and a meltdown is there's always a motive with a temper tantrum. Okay,
yes,
throw a tantrum to try to get something. A meltdown, there's no motive, there's no reason, there's no rhyme. Your emotions are just like exploding, and you don't know what to do. You can't handle it, and that's a meltdown. Like, I don't know how people can misconstrue the two. You know,
I do though all the time.
if it was meant as a way to get attention or to get something like, imagine a 5-year-old in a store, mom won't buy him the candy bar or the toy, he throws a temper tantrum, right? Because there's a motive there. There's a reason why he's acting out. He wants something. A meltdown is just an uncontrollable emotions being let
Yeah.
go.
But when I get into a meltdown, like I did recently when I did my mask video on Thursday afternoon, when I was out with some of my friends, and they filmed me because I was starting to get the build up of not feeling well, the anxiety, the stress, the hot sweats, everything like that. And I know full well that I was getting into a meltdown situation, and I lost it. I was just fuck. Everything got too much, and I cried. I was sick. When I got back into my apartment here in my hallway, I collapsed so quickly from all the sensory issues I was having that I ended up smacking the back of my head on my wall and nearly passing out. And people are like, "What? Why'd you let yourself get like that?" I'm like, "I don't let myself get like that. So the thing is, my body doesn't respond to me properly. And then by the time I've realised how I feel, it's hours in. It takes me days to recover, and it's took me from Thursday night till yesterday to feel better." because I wasn't able to process how I felt and why. And people go, "Oh, you're just having a 2-day temper tantrum." No, I was sick physically. I was mentally unwell. I didn't want to be around anybody. Like, I even fed out my own dad about it, because my dad came round to drop me some things off from the shop, and I was just like, "Just leave me now, go, leave me alone. I don't want you being here. I want to be on my own. Get out of my face." And he was like, "I want to stay here a bit. I want to check on you. I want to sit with you." And I'm like, "Dad, I'm not gonna row you again, but get out of my face. I just want to be on my own to calm down and get myself at peace and everything." And I took it out on him because he was pushing me. I'm like, "Dad, you know I'm triggered. You know I'm upset. You know I don't feel very well. Just get out my face." And I had to literally tell him to get out my door and actually push him. I'm like, "Look, just leave me be. If you leave me be, I'll be fine."
Right.
Rather than pushing my temper even more past the point of meltdown. Yeah, it is draining. That's absolutely, like, you don't see no way out of it at the time. It's all or nothing.
And that's another point too, where I've noticed this with other people I've dealt with autism. They're very direct and that, like, the typical, okay, y'all gonna get pissed, but I don't care. The typical woman is how they always say the opposite what they feel. Like, no, you know they want to hug when they say it. You know,
Yeah.
it's different. It's the opposite. Like, people with autism are very direct. What they say is what they mean. So if they say you need to back off, I need my own time. I need my space right now to, I can handle this. Let me do it. That's when you let them do it, because if you don't, you're just making matters worse.
Yeah, like Boomer knows, like, I've not deliberately taken things out on him, but in the past I've snapped at him. I'm like, just stop the information. And like I've said to him, he's been asked me to talk to me on streets, and he's like, Gemma. I'm like, "Yeah, hold on, Boomer, I'm here, I'm listening." I'm like, I have to mentally process what's being said to me. Otherwise, like I said at the beginning of the stream to Boomer, I don't want to be rude or say the wrong thing. And people go, "My God, why the hell did you let Gemma say that for?" It's not the case that I'm potentially offending him or anyone else in his chat, for example. I'm doing it because people expect me to communicate an answer straight away, and I can't. I have to think about it and then think, okay, what's the best way of me saying it, rather than snapping back an answer and going, "Holy shit, what the hell was that?" So it's kind of, I'm very, very careful with the way I say things, because I know people full well going to mistwist me or go, "Oh, she wants attention, she's begging for sympathy." No, it's the fact that I communicate differently, and I get that. I'm awkward.
Well, we're awkward in one way or another, but
Yeah, it's like one of the other poems that I've got here, which is a poem that I wrote earlier today, one of my newer ones that I've written, and it's called "Will You Be There?" And it says, "Hold me and bring me close like a brother or sister. Will you be there for me when I need you? You think you can control me? No, I'm my own person. Hold me and free me, carry me slowly to be there. Save me from the dark hours. Will you always be there? Will you be there for me like I'm there for you? We're friends and we stick together. We are faithful, we fight until the end. End as we're only human. Humans often confused of what to think or what to say. Think of the world and think of other people. Free me so that I can truly be myself. Save me from my mistakes that I've made. I am free from the judgments and holds of others. I am faithful to you. Will you be faithful to me and free me from my chains?"
nice.
Hey, Scottish, how are you? So, yeah, that was also partly inspired by a Michael Jackson song, which he released a few years ago, back in the early 80s, I think it was, of a song called "Will You Be There For Me?" And it's basically talked about his struggle with being hated and people judging him. I was like, you know what? I can understand that. I can understand why he felt the way he did for a lot of the time. And a lot of it resonated with me, which is why I wrote that poem, because I've had a lot of hate. People judge me, people make things against me. And I'm like, you know what, you don't know me, so if I can explain to you in words how I feel, then maybe you'll understand.
Yeah, exactly. And you're always going to run into those who, no matter what you say or how long you say it, aren't going to understand. Because either they're in denial of what they're the type of people that think, oh, life is this or that, and it's like you said, there's people that are going to constantly think that it's just a ploy to get something or to gain something.
Yeah.
It's just the way life is. I mean, trust me. In 2 weeks, it would be 51 years I've been on this friggin' rock, and I've seen a lot, experienced a lot, met a lot of different types of people. And look, no matter where you go, no matter what country you're in, no matter what city, state, or whatever, um, human nature is the same all over the world. There are
Yeah.
those who are going to be, you know, doubtful or judgy or whatever. And then there's going to be those who are, very accepting and will sit, listen, and try to understand. And then there's those who, no matter what you do or say, aren't going to understand. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
life
Hey,
is.
Cassie.
Kelsey. Damn it.
Cassie. Yeah.
Cassie, yes,
And
Cassie.
Eli's got a message for you, Boomer. Look at this.
Huh? Boomer D, check your. Who is that? Eli.
Eli. Yeah.
What the hell you doing, bro? Wait, all right, what are you buttering me up for, Eli? Did you run over my cat?
Cassie, it's good to see you. How you doing? Appreciate you coming in.
Go off.
And then this next one, again, I was inspired by the X-Men movies. This poem I wrote was about the Dark Phoenix film because I resonate with the whole X-Men being different, and I kind of class myself as a mutant because I'm someone who's not the typical person. And yeah, it resonated to me, and I guess I play a character, I guess, a little bit because I like to dress up and feel good. I like to make my voice known. I'm very bold with what I say. For the most part, I have no filter. That Boomer says I'm pretty vum. I say it and don't usually really think about the consequences. So yeah, it says, I am the Dark Phoenix, a phoenix who battles every day. The everyday thoughts inside my head, thoughts of self-destruction, destruction of thoughts that try to control me. Control me and I feel like I'm losing my control. Losing control, trying to make my brain stop and slow down. Stop and slow down, but it goes round and round like a constant CD player. CD player that is scratching me and drives me insane. Insane trying to walk away before I hit the overload. Overload then becomes panic. The panic then totally consumes me. Consumes me, it starts with my emotions, hitting me in big ways that I'm not able to explain. Explain how I feel or what's happening to me or around me. I'm the Dark Phoenix, Phoenix who rises into her battle, battle that needs to be faced and overcome. Overcome, I've gained new friendships, friendships in being part of a team and family who are X-Men, my friends and my family, friends and family who try to help me when I'm unable to process of how I take control of where I am or what to do in the moment I want to shut down and just fly away like the phoenix, but I stand strong and fly back. I am the Dark Phoenix, Phoenix who rises up from the darkest of the depths and her troubles that seem so much to isolate me and shut me away in my own cave. Away like the phoenix is born to stand and to be brave. Brave with sometimes barriers that wants everything to stop. Stop because I'm not sure of how the impact's going to hit me. Impact of breaking free from society that tries to limit me and tells me I can't or I'll never achieve. Well, this phoenix doesn't get limited or told what to do. I am the Dark Phoenix. I don't care what you think about me.
Wow.
Yeah, that kind of, when I read that to a couple of other people on YouTube, they're like, "Whoa, where are you at?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fed up with people telling me that I can't or I won't or I shouldn't." I'm like, you know what? Screw you, because I've come a long way in the last 6.5 years. I proved to myself that I can move house. I pay my own bills. I do YouTube. I'm very in communication with a lot of people, and people, oh, well, you're autism, you're autism, you're autism. Yes, I know I'm autistic, people. It's part of me. It doesn't always define me. I do other stuff apart from what I do with that. I'm still an auntie. I'm still a cousin. I'm still a sister. I'm still a daughter. I'm still a granddaughter. I'm still a niece to people. I still have to go out and socialize with my family outside of this YouTube. So it's a case of, don't limit me, because I have a lot more to offer than what people think I do most of the time. Thank you, Eli, for sharing me out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and Eli, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Which reminds me, I got to announce that uh, I'll no longer be using that personal PayPal anymore for donations or anything. That's why I took it off. I took it off my YouTube channel. I deleted it from my YouTube channel, and
Okay.
and I'm gonna be canceling that account. So the PayPal account I will be using is the one that I have posted in my Boomer Behind the Brush channel on YouTube. Because there's a big screw up with the other account. Um, so I'm gonna have to event once once this transfer goes through again. So to avoid any other delays or anything in the future, not that anybody has to, but if
Oh,
you
bye,
do,
Sharon. Take care.
if you do feel the urge to donate, you can donate it to my business account. Because right now, my personal account, they're actually taking the 1% or 10%, whatever it is that they take for some reason, because I can't verify the account, so I have to delete it. So that account is going to be deleted once this transfer goes through. Just to let you guys know, a little heads up. So I won't be using it anymore. But I do appreciate your call, Alan. Thank you very much, Eli. You're good people. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Eli, for donating to Boomer. I do appreciate that. That's really appreciated. It's a really sweet thing for you to do. Yeah, for Boomer, I do appreciate that. He does deserve a lot more help with that. So
But for some reason, they haven't been letting me delete it yet. I'm waiting until like there's no transfers
thank you,
going.
Joe.
It takes 24 hours for me to transfer the funds from my PayPal account to my bank account.
Yeah.
For odd reason. Has something to do with like verifying my identity or something. And I sent them in the stuff to do that weeks ago. They still haven't done anything with it. So I'm going to end up having to delete that Facebook or that PayPal account, so everybody knows for future reference.
Yeah. We had Beth and Joe have dropped your Boomer Behind the Brush channel for you in the chat, so people can check your Boomer Behind the Brush channel out.
Yeah, even though I won't be doing any more live streams from now on or anything like that, my
I know.
Boomer Brush channel still has my art samples on it. There's 3 little short clips, all less than 2 minutes each, that displays my 3 different types of art I've done in the past. Some stuff I've done on the computer, my pencil sketches, and my acrylic paintings. They're in 3 different videos displaying them all. So, if anybody's interested,
Yeah.
My email is also on that account. If you look in my about, my email should be there. If anybody wants to inquire about the any paintings or anything they would like to commission or whatever. I do have one. I have one left that is still available for sale.
I'm still looking forward to my Charmed picture, Boomer.
I'm still waiting on getting ink for the printer to print that out. So once I've got some new ink, because the last thing I want to do is start printing it out, waste a piece of Kodak paper, and it run out of ink in the middle of the print out. So
yeah, no worries. Yeah.
I get some new ink. I'm supposed to be set up with this freaking HP ink, freaking whatever, where if I start running out, they automatically send it to me, and they haven't been doing that. So I got to figure out what's going on with that.
Okay, no worries.
Go to the store and buy some new cartridges, but I'm supposed to be getting it free every month.
Okay.
If I don't do so many printings for each month, if I run out of ink, they usually send me one. They send me a black ink color cartridges for free.
Okay.
Because they monitor that through the whatever. But anyway, if I don't receive it in the next, I don't know, a couple of weeks or so or whatever, I'll end up having to just go to Walmart or something and buy some new cartridges.
In that case, I'll send you some money to your business account, and I'm more than happy to pay for the ink and whatever.
You don't have to worry about that. It's those are printouts. It's like it's no effort to just hit a button and print out a picture.
No, but I don't. I'd rather help out, and like, if I can help you buy ink or whatever, I'd rather do that, and then at least I won't feel as bad you're using ink. At least I'll know I would have helped to help you out with it. Because it's still time, it's still money you're spending.
So yeah,
I don't mind helping you, brother, at all. You know that. Like I've said to you before, I'll help you out with things like that. I'm more than happy to support you with that.
Wow, Beth, really? You're gonna just like pop in here, say hi to Eli, and that's it? Like,
no, she did say hello to you as well. She's been posting your link a couple of times as well.
Oh, I thought she just got in here.
No, she's been posting your link a couple of times. She said, "Hey, Boomer."
Oh, okay. My bad, Beth. I apologize. I didn't see it. I apologize.
Yeah, she said, "Hey, Boomer" in the chat. Yeah.
My bad. Look, we hung out with Mary and Sheriff last night on Sheriff's first YouTube live stream with a panel.
Okay.
What was it? 8 hours or something.
Wow, nice.
I think I dozed off and took a nap for about a half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, because when I saw you on Mary's the other night, you dozed off.
But yeah, I mean, because I went, and see, I bounced from, I was on with them earlier.
Hey, Cold.
Like, well, I got to go check out this other, I got to go check out the D-Live channel real quick, and then I'm going to go to bed. Well, I ended up going to the other D-Live channel.
There you go. There's her confirmation that she's
slapped me in the face with it. I know, Beth. My bad. My mistake.
And then she just confirmed what you said. She said yes, it was 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 freaking hours. But yeah, so I left Sheriff for a little bit, and I was gonna just pop into this one for about no more than 30 minutes, and we ended up closing down with that one. And so I'm like, for shits and giggles, I'll see, now that I'm awake again, see what's going on. I was like, lo and behold, Sheriff was still live streaming. I'm like, oh shit, you guys are still live? All right. So we took that on into the all wee hours of the morning. And I pretty much, for the most part, been up ever since. I dozed off, like I said, for a little bit after ended his, and but yeah.
I'm going to read a couple of final poems, then we can start wrapping this up. This poem I wrote the other day. It was based on me feeling a bit, what can I say, off, and I was in a bad meltdown at the time. It's called A Drop in the Ocean. It says, a drop in the ocean is like a change in the weather. I'm standing here in the desert with a raging storm. A few more hours pretending everything is okay. Don't take what you don't need from me. It's wishing for rain here in the desert, waiting for you to show. Misplacing trust in people in my past. Past I trusted too much. You're a drop in the ocean, waiting and praying for a change. Heaven doesn't seem that far away anymore. Reaching out to see if you'll guide me. A drop in the ocean is like a change for the weather. I'm standing in this desert battling, for you're my star in heaven. A drop in the ocean is all the tears I've cried, wishing you could see me now. I know every drop of my tears is in the ocean and hoping you'll feel them. The waves seem too much sometimes. I feel like I'm drowning, unable to stand or see land. Every drop to me is getting stronger every day. The ocean goes in and out like a wave, and I feel that it's slightly starting to get easier. So yeah, that's kind of how I felt the other day when I was in my complete epic meltdown stage, where I was just like, I couldn't see a way out of anything, pretty much.
I do gotta say something real quick, and I hope it's not a trigger for you, but I did pick up on that one line, and I quote, "Do not take from me what you don't need." And I'm gonna throw that back at you, okay?
Yeah.
This thing is concerned with you on the. I don't need it, so I'm not taking it from you, okay? I will get it done. I'll print out that picture and I'll send it to you. I am not going to try to take something from you that I don't need. Okay. Detailed words, girl. Detailed words. Don't worry about it. I will get it to you. You don't have to worry about anything like that. It's not like I'm sitting down here for 20 hours a day drawing it out. It's a matter of getting the program and just printing it out on paper, girl. So don't worry.
I know, but I'm just thinking about your ink and your time and everything else because
okay, it's okay, really.
I know, but I worry and I don't want you.
I mean, the only issue is that I've done so much printing over the last few months that it's at that point where I don't dare print out a full color picture because I don't want to run out in the middle of it and screw it up. So that's the only reason why I have to get ink. Okay, I'm not going to have you buy a whole thing of ink where because it only takes it's probably about $1.50 worth of ink to print out that. So don't worry about it. I am not going to take from you what I don't need, and I'm throwing your words back at you. Okay.
Okay. I'm not arguing because I've learned not to argue with people. I'm like, no.
You've helped me out too. You've encouraged me in during certain times. So it's a
yeah. Well, that's what family do, Boomer. I encourage you because I believe in what you stand for and I believe in what you do for people.
Just consider a pay it forward kind of thing. All right.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. I do. I'm very appreciative of that and your.
I absolutely did, Beth. I took that as a message, and she didn't even know it. She wasn't.
Yeah.
Previous comments.
And then this poem is going to hopefully resonate with Boomer because this is a poem that I wrote probably about a good year ago or so now. And it's called The Blessing. And it basically talks about how we're family and how we need to respect each other and stuff. So it says, every day is a blessing. Blessing we don't see as we're all one family all the time. Time to recognize the value of friends and family. Family and spiritual connection of knowing we are blessed. Let it be sung that we are the blessing in this world that's going through a difficult time and uncertainty. Now's the time to be support spiritually, knowing that there's an answer for all the generations. For the generations we're all connected by faith, love, and technology. Technology enabled communication across the world. World may be distant, but we're all in a relationship. Relationship with family and with our Heavenly Father. Father who has a purpose for us for a time such as this. We're called to help the vulnerable. Vulnerable, we're in need of love and a smile. Smile when everything seems dark and lonely. Lonely we are not. We are a blessing even though we may not see it. See a part making our relationship stronger. We're all searching for an answers that are provided to us in time. Time, we are blessed people, trying to keep the peace and positivity. Positivity, celebrating every life achievement. The blessing of hearing an army of people in one voice standing in agreement. We are the generation to make change in a trying time. We are the children who do not understand. Understand we're living in a time of chaos. Chaos, remember that I'm always here for you. You're not alone. Remember, you are a blessing.
Wow, that's real nice. Now, is that the one you sent me? If I remember, I think you wrote one out in a message.
Yes, I sent that one. Yeah, that's the one I sent to you.
That was that really touched me. Because you mentioned I was the one that inspired that, and I was like, yeah. I get twisted sometimes. You may not notice it because I'm not a crier. I'm not I don't let my emotions take over me, but it was very touching and it was very moving, and I loved it. It was awesome.
I think a lot of initiative from you on that because you've spoken up for me. You've always defended me. You've always made me feel special and accepted on your streams and in chats. I've seen you and you're like, Gemma, and you're so happy to see me and everything. And I'm like, you know what? How about I write something with Boomer in mind, because you've always said about searching for answers and finding it and having your own trust and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I need to put these words together. And I start thinking about what you said to me and stuff. I was like, trust, love, peace. I was like, it's all connected. They're all things that come together as one thing. So therefore, if I can put it in a message in a poem and go, hey, we're all the same. We're all together in this because we all have the same purpose. It's not just me that's searching for my answers. Yes, I'll find them, but Boomer searches for his answers. Everyone in the chat will be, because we all have something we're searching for all the time.
Right. Exactly. I mean, even those who think they have it all, there's one thing they're missing. It's like poor people, they're missing the money. The rich people, they're missing the love, the personal connections and things like that. Everybody's missing something in their life, whether they know it or not. And you can spend the rest of your life searching for it. Some people never find it, but.
Hey, Tamara! How you doing, Tamara? It's good to see you. She says, hey, my booms.
There goes the neighborhood. Hi, Tams.
She's just come in the chat. She's like, hey, my booms.
Yeah, I'm looking at another message. So
No, you're fine.
Tams?
We've got 17 in the chat. Wow. In the stream. Wow. Nice, guys. Thank you so much.
Super duper people. Keep it up.
Super duper people. And I know Boomer doesn't like much praise. I know he tells me off for it in the past, but I don't give a shit because it's how I see things. And I adore Boomer. I have a lot of time, love, and respect for him. He's gone through a hard time. So I know he's going to tell me off and he'll kick my ass right now. I know he's going to do it, like Gemma. But I'm doing it because I do it in respect and love and my fam, and I see him as my fam. He's my brother, so I can do it. Guys, if you can, I know he's going to kick my ass and this is going to sound horrible, but if you can donate anything to Boomer to help him with some things that he's going through, and I know he's going to go, no.
Come on, give me that mute button.
And basically, I want you to donate to Boomer's business PayPal, which is in his Boomer Behind the Brush channel. He deserves a lot more support and help, guys. He does need some support with some of the things he's going through right now. And I'd appreciate if you could donate to Boomer's PayPal on his Boomer Behind the Brush channel. That would mean the world to me.
That's all good. You guys want to buy a painting? We're good with that. I got one available, and I here in the next month or two, because bad weather's coming. I'll be inside. Well, I'm always inside, but it's going to be. I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have the want to do something while I'm trying to stay warm in my apartment, and I'm.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying I want to help you, because I want people to
again
support my brother.
If anybody wants to, like I said, my email's in there as well. It should be anyway. All you gotta do is send me an email and let me know you're interested in commissioning a painting. And hey, that's all I ask. I just want to be paid for my work, people. Okay, that's it. That's where it stops. Boomer needs money, yeah, but Boomer wants to give somebody something tangible for that. So.
Tamara says, Booms, I need to talk to you about one of your pictures I saw that you did anyway. So Tamara wants to talk to you.
Is it a sketch or a painting? Message me, Tams. You got all my social medias, Tams.
Yeah, I'm now putting in the chat. Message Boomer to talk with him, so she knows to message you. And I want to share this poem was also inspired by Boomer a little bit a couple of years ago, that when I was going through a really bad stage of my depression, which you know about.
Because I really want to hear that, but like my bladder's screaming at me. Can you hold that thought till I get back real quick?
Yes. Yeah.
I want to hear that. I'll be right back.
I can hold it. Yeah. Beth, that was Sheriff. I don't know if Gemma wants his link here. Beth, you're a mod, I think. So if you want to paste his chat, he's streaming my chat. You can. If you want to check him out. I don't usually like people dropping stream links or whatever, or video links, unless I really know them. But if he's a good person and he knows you and Boomer, then sure, go for it. If he's a friend of Boomer, he's a friend of mine. So yeah, feel free to post his link. But usually I don't allow it. And it's one thing me and Boomer have in common. I don't usually allow links to be posted in my chat, because I'm very, very funny about that. Unless I know you, I don't tend to agree for links to be dropped, because I get really with people posting links in my chat. Cause it's one thing that used to be done to me all the time without me knowing. It's like, oh, what's this link? Link. And people used to just drop their links all the time. And it used to get me really frustrated. And that's one thing I actually did cry to Boomer about in private and be like, can't do this. Have a great day, Eli. Take care, my friend. See you later. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tamara, for sharing Boomer's YouTube link. I appreciate that. I have been asking my mods to drop his link as often as they can within my chat, because I want people to know who Boomer is and our relationship, because I'm very, very attached to Boomer and he's my brother. So I want to make sure people know that he's important to me, and he's been with me since the beginning of my channel, and I've been here nearly 5 years on social media. So yeah, I've come a long way in 5 years. I've grown up a lot, and I've seen a lot of things that people have done and said, and it's been an interesting ride for me, put that way. Yeah, it's been a while since I've really seen Boomer and talked to him one-on-one, so it's nice to be able to have him on my panel with me. And as you can see, he super calms me and he makes me chilled and helps me to go, shut up, Gemma, because he helps me to hey, Louie, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. I hope your afternoon or day is going well. And thank you for Joe still being here, one of my top moderators in my chat. Hope you're doing well, brother. I will call you after this as well. We can carry on with our chat that we were having, because you're making me laugh.
Yeah, now that you mention it, shut up, Gemma.
See, why thought I was going to say that? As soon as I said that.
Yeah, my bathroom isn't too far away from the living room, and noise travels.
Yeah, so, shut up, Gemma.
Everywhere. Right upstairs. So, yeah.
This poem is called Too Much Information. This poem was written through when I was going through a really bad depressive state, when Boomer was there for me, when he understood I was really struggling with my kind of meltdowns and not planning how to not take control of things. So it goes like this. It says, too much information. Information processing in my head. Processing all the social conversation. Conversations are hearing people on the telephone or on my laptop. The laptop typing too loud on their keyboard. The keyboard keys clicking. People clicking their fingers. Fingers being clicked into place. People trying to ask me too many questions. Questions which overwhelm me. Overwhelm me with having to think of the answers, which again I've mentioned earlier. People may not expect of me. Me then looking confused. Confused people think, am I being awkward? Awkward, Gemma, are you okay? Gemma, why won't you answer me? Oh, are you going somewhere? What's simply wrong with you? I have constant information being processed in my head and having time too quickly. Quickly we're getting overloaded with all the sounds and noises that get to me. Get to me with starting my anxiety. Anxiety, the doubt, and the panic. Panic makes my hands sweat and tremble. People are staring at me. Staring at me in the Zoom and that I'm just being this difficult person. Difficult I'm not, I'm just having too much information. Information that's being processed in my head and being told to me. Too much information, the voices and trying to process. Process the tone of voice and the background noise. Too much information leads to overload emotions. Emotions trying to keep myself together when society wants me just to be normal. Too much information, too fast, needs to stop. Stop and let me process how I feel. Everything is just simply too much. That's how much too much overload for me feels. Feels like I have to shut myself down just to cope. Cope with all my senses being totally overloaded. Too much information. Now can you understand? Understand that I need to leave the situation. Too much information's too fast, too loud, and the loud sound hurts me. Please let me be and please understand.
Oh, I thought I was muted. Nice.
No. You're not muted, I don't think. I haven't muted you.
Huh?
I said I didn't mute you. You're not muted. I don't think I heard you.
I thought I remembered muting before you started, and I was like thinking I was going to unmute myself. Oh, no, I wasn't. Okay.
Tamara, what do you mean you hope Booms isn't reading the chat? What have you been saying? I'm completely lost.
Is she talking shit about me again? Yeah.
She said, shut up, Booms. I hope Boomer isn't reading the chat.
She waits till I take my damn glasses off, then she started talking shit about me.
She's just told you, she put shush Boomer in the chat. But yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there, guys. It's been 2 hours, and I know Boomer's got other commitments this evening, so I'm going to let him prepare what he needs to be doing. I'm going to go and grab myself some dinner, and then I'll catch Boomer on a live stream, I guess.
Yeah, it's what, 8 o'clock there now, or
10 o'clock, yeah.
8 o'clock now. Yeah, 10 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock when I went live, so yeah. Yep. But thank you so much, everybody, for coming in the chat, supporting me and Boomer, especially Boomer. Like I said, please, if you can, help Boomer out. I really would appreciate Boomer getting some support, and especially right now, he needs it. So if you can, that would really help me out, knowing that you've helped Boomer out. And I will link his links in my video description underneath this once it's uploaded, so people can go back and view it. And me and Boomer will see you next time.
Hoorah! Much love. Keep it real.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for watching and the donations. Bye.